By the time a business listing shows up online, it's already been seen by a lot of people you're never going to meet. People who decided it wasn't the right business for them. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad business. Sometimes it might be a business that needs a very specific kind of owner. Sometimes the seller may just need time to come to terms with what the business is really worth. Both of those can happen. What it almost always means, though, is that the business has already been passed through the filters of a number of would-be buyers. So before something gets marketed broadly online, it's usually been shared quietly with people the owner knows, with buyers a broker already trusts, with anyone who might be a clean, low-drama fit. And that's because publishing a business listing online is disruptive. It takes time, it creates distraction. It often means filtering through a large number of inquiries from people who aren't prepared, committed, or realistic. If none of those quieter paths produce a deal, the business eventually moves further downstream and ends up listed publicly. And that matters because every time a business passes through another set of eyes, the odds change. More people have looked at it. More people have tried to make the numbers work. And more people have decided it wasn't right for them. It doesn't mean no one should buy it, but it does lower the probability that this is a great business sitting in plain sight for a good price. In general, the better the business, the faster it's going to move. So when something's priced well and genuinely attractive, it doesn't usually linger. Many of them never even make it to a public listing at all. So when you see businesses that have been on the market for many months, sometimes close to a year, that might be telling you something. It might be telling you the business isn't strong or that the seller's still becoming realistic about price. Often, it might be a combination of both. And that's why relying only on published listings can start to feel limiting over time, because you're working from a finite pool. And once you've seen most of what's available in your geography and size range, refreshing the page doesn't suddenly create new opportunities. None of this means online listings are useless. I've talked with plenty of our clients who've purchased good businesses that way. But listings are downstream. And if you want better odds or to move more quickly, you eventually have to think about how to move upstream. Going upstream doesn't mean abandoning listings. It means trading some additional time of yours and effort for earlier access. The further upstream you go, the fewer buyers you're competing with. And that can lead to finding a great business if you're willing to deal with the uncertainty, noise, and rejection that comes with that earlier access. Now, there are three common ways people do this. One is by connecting with local brokers. Brokers give you access to businesses where the owner is serious about selling, and there's usually some level of pricing reality. They add structure and they can help translate the business, which can be especially helpful early on. They also have pipelines of potential sellers that are at various stages of getting their businesses ready to sell. If a broker knows what you're looking for, trusts you, and sees you as a prepared and reliable buyer, they'll often share opportunities that might be a good fit before they ever hit the open market. The trade-off is that you're still seeing what that broker is hired to sell, often alongside other buyers. It's upstream from listings, but it can still be competitive, and you're operating on someone else's timeline. Another upstream path is your personal network, and this is where many people undershoot. Most people think of their network as friends and former coworkers, and that can help. But the real leverage often comes from people whose jobs put them in regular contact with business owners. I'm talking about accountants, attorneys, financial advisors, bankers, commercial real estate brokers. Anyone who spends their days advising or supporting small business owners tends to hear things early. They know who's tired, who's thinking about slowing down, who just had something change in their life. Even if those people don't know someone who's ready to sell, they can still be incredibly valuable. They can often get you a cup of coffee with a business owner. And business owners know other business owners. And that leads to the third upstream strategy, reaching out directly to business owners. There are a couple ways to do this. One is to let an owner know you're interested in buying their business. Now, as a business owner, I can tell you we get a lot of these emails. If you go this route, you're going to need to find a way to stand out and demonstrate that you're serious and thoughtful. Now, we've put together a short guide you can download in the description that walks through how to think about doing this well. Another approach is not to ask for a deal at all. Instead, ask for perspective. Do they know of anyone in their industry who may be looking to sell anytime soon? If they were actively looking to buy a business in their industry, what would they do? There's a saying in the investment world: if you want money, ask for advice. If you want advice, ask for money. With small business owners, it can work the same way. If you want a deal, ask for advice. If you want advice, ask for a deal. They may tell you they're open to selling. They may point you to another owner. Or they may simply give you insights that help your future outreach stand out. Either way, you benefit by having more business owners know you, what you're looking for, and that you're a serious buyer. With direct owner outreach, you should expect to hear a lot of no's because many owners aren't ready. Many are going to be unrealistic about price. It's not a sign that this doesn't work. That's just the cost of early access. And there's an important nuance here because many great businesses don't sell because the owner is burned out or unhappy. They sell because something changes. A health issue, a family situation, a new opportunity. It's all about being top of mind at the right time. When that happens, the buyer who already has a relationship is often the first call. I've seen this firsthand with clients who ultimately found the right deal when an owner they had spoken with months earlier had a change of circumstances. That's what pipeline thinking really means. Going upstream isn't a shortcut, but it is a way to increase the number and quality of opportunities you can see over time. So the mistake isn't starting with listings, the mistake is relying on them as your only path forward. If you want better odds, you eventually have to be willing to do some upstream work, knowing that it comes at the expense of efficiency. As I mentioned, the area I see people struggle with most is reaching out to business owners. That's why we've put together a short guide to help you develop a thoughtful outreach strategy. As usual, if you found this helpful, please like it and share it with someone else you think it might benefit. Best of luck to you as you go after your dreams. Cheers.